Copper prices falling to the lowest level in 14 months. Eric, I want to paint the picture for you here. First off, we have worries about a hard landing in China. Goldman Sachs slashing copper prices for 2012, seeing a recession for Germany and France, thinks there is now a 40% chance of recession in the U.S. How much further can copper prices actually fall?
Over the course of September, we've seen copper prices move down at least 25%, rather dramatic moves from over $4, which have been historic all-time highs. Certainly a dip down under the $3 range is not out of the question, but the world supply-demand fundamental issues are still in play.
When do you think that copper is going to start trading on supply and demand fundamentals, which most markets aren't really trading on that to begin with?
Well, it's been risk on, risk off, and we certainly are risk off right now with all the problems of contagion in the European zone and the very bad economic data in the United States. So the demand side in the Western world has been very poor. I think the data we've seen come out of China has indicated a slowdown in China, but that's what China has wanted to do with all of their inflation fears over the last year and all of their tightening of credit, and they have certainly not come to the table. They have, however, worked off a lot of the excess inventory that they built up over the 08, 09, 010 seasons, and a lot of the on-the-ground stockpiles have diminished. So at some point when the fears diminish, and we get back to supply and demand fundamentals, we still continue to see low ore grades. We see continued strikes, especially at Freeport. Grasberg right now is still in a strike. There are other contract negotiations come up, and still with these higher prices, the workers do demand higher wages for their part of the pie.
Right, and then if we see China start to import more copper, that's going to be a big deal as well. So where does copper find a bottom? And you said that we're going to see copper prices at $5 this year. Do you still think we're going to get there?
I think with the change of Europe and the slowdown, unexpected slowdown in the beginning of the summer in the United States, you have to change your forecasts. I do look for copper still to be a strong metal. Does that mean we see $5 by the end of the year? Absolutely not at this point. Does that mean we revisit the highs in 12? I definitely do think so.
And then what's your bottom right now?
I would definitely be a buyer, scale down under $3. I don't think they're going to let the bottom fall out of this at this point, and don't see a ridiculous price of, let's say, $1. But I would be a buyer in the $2.50 to $3 range, looking for a big recovery in copper next year.
All right, thanks, Eric. I really appreciate it. So copper prices not getting to ridiculous levels. We'll see a bounce sometime in 2012.